You've heard my take. You've heard some of the other athletes. Let's chat with the race directors. All right, we are here with one of the race directors, Chris Bailey. So I'm going to go ahead and let him introduce himself and tell us a little bit about the race.
All right, well, thanks for having me down. Name's Chris Bailey. Myself and Trevor Murphy co-organised the Mercuryman Grand Cayman. The reason we call it Mercuryman is that Mercury's damn hot and Cayman's really hot to do one of these 70.3s. Anybody that takes this race on is going to enjoy some heat. So we are delighted that people survived this year. Most people survive most years, but it's one of those races where we're always in constant fear of people getting too hot and having issues. But we had the finish line right by the sea. People ran through that finish line. You ran through that finish line straight into the water.
Yeah, I sure did.
People just get cool off. So look, it's a great race. We had it up at Cayman Yacht Club this year. So the finish is, if you don't know what Cayman Yacht Club is, Google it. It's phenomenal. It's one of the best beach bars in the Caribbean. And there's a finish line and start line because we swam literally off the dock there up to Starfish Point in a little triangle. They came back, ran up the beach, washed your feet off, got on your bike, and looped the end of our island so you could see the ocean pretty much the whole time on your ride. So look, we're delighted the way it went. We're delighted that so many people like you came down.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I've said this multiple times, but this has been one of the most fun experiences I've had in a race, and pretty much my whole racing career. I've, like, all the local races are fun, but this experience, everything from the start to packet pickup, the race itself, the whole finish line, everything has just been phenomenal. Like y'all put on an absolutely amazing race. How long has the race been going on, and okay. What did it take to get this race up and going?
Hey, look, it takes a village to do anything like this, and we've been the race has happened about 8 times now, and we had a 2-year hiatus with COVID, and so this was the first year coming back, and we wanted it to be a bigger event, which is why we wanted to reach some international folks to come down, to put Cayman on the map, to make sure that people are aware that Cayman Islands is open. It's phenomenal down here, and it's a great place to train, live, work, swim, do a race. So when we say it takes a village, like Trevor and I reached out to local sponsors, including the Simpson Group, who are our title sponsor, because these things cost money. And our biggest, I suppose, thought for this race was we want the experience to be the best experience you can possibly have, not just racing, but just that pre-race, the pickups, the food, the friendship, the island experience. So we didn't want to have a massive race where there's thousands of people all clamoring over, all trying to get hotel rooms. We purposely made it so that we can get you to the start and finish line with ease. Then we put on a ferry for you guys. We picked your bikes up for you. We took them away, set them up, which you can do when it's a boutique race, right?
Yeah, I want to clarify that one more time. They set up a ferry for us to and from the race, picked up our bikes from the hotel that we were staying on, helped organize that central location, and set up not just most races have like pizza, crap like that after the race. This is like a gourmet bar at Cayman for post-race. I mean, we had like snapper, chicken, rice, pasta, like, by far the best post-race meal I've ever seen. And beers. Yeah. I mean, everything about the, like, again, this is by far the best race experience that I have ever had. Like,
well, look, you guys pay enough money to come here and to participate in a race. So the least we can do is make sure that it's not just about that race experience. When you finish, there's a post-race party that's happening there and then at the start. So of all the athletes that took part, every single athlete was still there 2 hours after they finished. Every athlete was there at the prize giving. And, therefore, it becomes a whole day's event. It becomes a real experience that you get back on the ferry and you're still having drinks on the ferry. Because I believe there was a bar on board, right? So
yeah, I think so. And I will say, again, all the athletes were there still 2 hours later. At least some of the locals might have gone. But, most everyone, because we took the ferry over, we were all together. We were all communal. We were all, like, hanging out, having a great time post-race. And I honestly don't think any of us wanted to leave. I think we could have partied for another couple hours after the race.
I think you still were on Monday. I think you went out on another boat on Monday. So, look, Cayman's a great place to do these things. And I would suggest to anybody, any of your followers, people that's listening, if you're ever unsure about coming to Cayman, even if it's just to train, reach out to Zach. Zach will put you in touch with me. We can hook you up with local people here that are cycling, swimming, running. I mean, there's a pretty big scene here for it. But we just really enjoy you guys coming next year. And I think we're going to do the same date. So I'm putting out there. You're going to be, this is a first. There's the first person to know that February 18th in 2024 will be the Mercuryman again. So if we can get more people coming to that event, and we were just talking about this, and I was saying, again, because it's about the experience, places are going to be limited. We don't want 1,000 people doing this race. I want to know each of your names. I want to know where you've come from. I want to know the stories behind why you're here. And I think if you can do a 70.3 in the Cayman Islands, you can do a 70.3 anywhere.
Yeah, I would completely agree. Again, that the race, even though it's flat, it's not an easy race. It's a great race though. Like it was absolutely phenomenal. The swim was beautiful. The bike was gorgeous. There was a ton of wind, but like
25 miles an hour.
it was tough, but it was a great course. It was a challenging course, which is something I personally look for when I'm doing stuff. Like, I don't want just something that's quick and easy. Like, I want something that's going to be a challenge. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be an experience. And this location, what y'all put on, everything around the race and the location, again, it's just like, it completely fulfilled that. So I know I'm doing it next year. I'm going to try to bring people. And again, like you said, if anyone wants to get more details about the race, you can reach out to me. I'll put you in contact. But this is 100% a race that I would recommend and would love to bring more people down to.
Cool. And what's nice is we had a number of comments. I think I was at Packet Pickup just helping with logistics of Packet Pickup, and we had the thing for the bikes, and people were like, so you're the race director and you're here talking to us? I'm like, yeah, because no one ever meets, if you do, not, Ironman's huge, right? So, any of the big races you go to, you don't get to meet the race directors. You don't even know who's local, who's international. What's nice about Cayman is it is just, you become kind of this one big family doing this one thing on the island. But also, as you come through immigration, they know you're here to do a race. Immigration are going to say, "Yay, welcome, good luck in the race." They allow us to put posters up in the arrivals hall. If there's a problem, we can fix it. So people did have issues with their bikes, and we have mechanics here to fix them. People were staying a little bit further away from the race hotel, and we made sure they were able to get on the ferry in the morning. But we went and picked them up. We sent taxis to them. So things like that make this race special, and I'd hope that anybody coming next year has just a special experience as you've had. And thank you very much.
Yeah, and again, it's been an absolute pleasure. And like you said, he was that race pickup. He was helping rack bikes. Like, this is a person in the race director that really cares about the race and the community, the athletes doing this. And it shows completely 100%. Like, I have not had an experience like this probably in any of my races. And it was just, it was absolutely phenomenal. So,
Awesome.
yeah, do you have any last words that you'd like to give to the community?
Only if this is going out, we can't do it without the people that help us. All the volunteers on the day, they're all volunteers, and so that all made it really possible. The water stops. We had community partners like PwC, Dart, Butterfield, F45, Lemmy's Trucking, Massive, Mike's Ice. Like, I'm probably missing a few as well, but just big thanks to all of them. And if your athletes ever come across any of them, tell them thanks for their support. I think the companies need to know. So if you're doing any races and you see a company sponsor and you enjoyed the race afterwards, reach out to that company and say thanks for your support, because it helps us get the sponsorship next year.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, again, thank you, and I'll be excited to come down next year with a few more people.
Brilliant, brother.
Big thank you again for Trevor and Chris, who organized the race. They were the race directors, and they just did a phenomenal job of everything from pre-race activities to the race itself, post-race activities. I mean, everything has been absolutely phenomenal. Thank y'all again, and I definitely plan to come do this race again and try to bring some more people with me, because this is an ideal destination race.